Welcome to another episode of Hoop and Sports Talk for Days. I go by the name of Omar, also go by the name of O Izzy. So just call me O Izzy. And we back and live in full effect. Welcome to another great sports talk episode. It's been about a couple weeks since I followed up. Thank you guys for all the support, for watching my YouTube videos, watching my YouTube channel, hopping on my YouTube live. If you're just supporting in general, I definitely appreciate it. We're almost to 1K, so we're about 70 away. So we're right there. Let's get there and kind of go from there. But yeah, I mean, basketball topics, football topics. March Madness is upon us in college. We got a lot of sports stuff to talk about, and of course, let's start with the association, the NBA. Right now, like probably 15 games left until the season ends, and we're getting down to the playoffs. And this is where it gets fun, entertaining, and good. So we got to see what's up. Cleveland right now is number 1 in the East. Boston is number 2. New York Knicks is number 3, and Indiana is number 4. So we pretty much we definitely got our first 3 seeds. It's gonna be Cleveland at 1 in the East, Boston at 2, and the Knicks at 3. That's going to be pretty certain. And then Indiana are a game up on Milwaukee, who's Milwaukee's 5th, and Detroit, who's 6th. And the Pistons, yes, I said it, the Detroit Pistons, unbelievable surprise season. They have won 39 games this year. It's really impressive. Led by Cade Cunningham and the squad. Man, they've managed to do some things that I don't think none of us thought they'd do. Last night they played the Miami Heat. We're tied up at 113, and Cade Cunningham, who is already an all-star, who's having an unbelievable season, hits the three-point shot to win the game, 116-113, and just really been stellar. I mean, Cade is putting up crazy numbers. I mean, it's almost triple-double numbers, up in that 25-point range, and double figures in almost rebounds and assists. He's carrying that Pistons squad. Right now, if the playoffs were to start today, they would play the Knicks. And Knicks aren't the Knicks that they're 43-25. Knicks got a good record, but I mean, Jalen Brunson's hurt. They say he's out until late March, early April. So we have to see what happens with Brunson. I think the Knicks really, really got to get healthy. And Thibodeau, we've talked about this before. He runs his players into the ground, and they usually get tired by the time the playoffs hit. We'll see how fresh Karl Anthony Towns is, Mikal Bridges. Obviously, they have to have Brunson back to make a real run, or they won't stand a chance. And, he sprained his ankle against the Lakers, and he's been out already almost 2 weeks, and they say another 2 weeks, so it's almost a month-long ankle injury. But the Pistons could give the Knicks a run for their money. I still think Knicks would beat them in a series. But it's interesting to see what Detroit's doing over there. And congratulations on them. They're definitely going to make the playoffs. 7, 8, 9, 10. Atlanta 7. Orlando 8, 9. Chicago and 10. Miami, not going to give them too much time because they're all mid. Miami, ever since they left Jimmy Butler go, and even before, they've been crumbling. So, yeah. Boston, obviously the number 2 seed. They're always the team that you have to look out for in the East. Definitely got to look out for the Celtics. They won it last year. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. I mean, Peyton Pritchard is having a spectacular season this year, coming off the bench. Man, their whole team, man. They got Sam Hauser who can shoot. Al Horford's still doing his thing. Porzingis is getting back healthy just in time for the playoffs. So, obviously, if you're in the East, you don't want to face the Celtics. They shoot a bunch of threes, more threes than we've ever seen in the NBA, ever. 50-plus threes. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've never seen a team shoot this many threes, but I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. And last year, they did win the championship doing that. And I'm not going to lie, they got a lot of snipers that could shoot. Payne Pritchard could shoot. Derek White could shoot. Tatum could shoot. Brown is solid at 3. Not great, but he's solid. Porzingis could shoot. Yeah, their whole team comes off the Al Horford could shoot. So their strategy is to shoot threes and beat you by the strategy of we're going to make more threes than you or double you up in threes, and that's going to double us up in the game. I would say that's not the greatest strategy, but it did work for them last year. So I guess, man, what can I say? And then they do have a great player in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So two great players. Cleveland Cavaliers is number 1 in the East. I got to give them the love. I mean, they're 56-13, but they were 56-10 coming off a 3-game losing streak. Is it a sign to come or what? Or should you panic if you're a Cav fan? Because obviously the Cavs are never, I mean, they've never been this good. Are they legit? To answer that question, I'd have to say they are legit. Can they beat the Celtics in a 7-game series? Ooh, man, I'm not too sure. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Donovan Mitchell would have to be the best player in that series. He'd have to outplay Tatum. He'd have to outplay Brown. I mean, 56-13 is very impressive. They have really, really good players. I don't know, like, we all don't know until we see it in the playoffs because they haven't made it to the championship since Braun. But can they, like, sustain this in the playoffs? I think they can unless they play like a gritty team. The Celtics is gritty. Even the Pacers is gritty. But I think they could clash if the matchup occurs with them in Boston. That would be a great series. Donovan Mitchell's playing great basketball. Darius Garland's playing great basketball. Evan Mobley's playing great basketball. Jared Allen's playing great basketball. Max Strus is playing great basketball. They have a really good team. They're losing the last 3. I mean, I was watching that game where they lost to Brooklyn, who's not really a good team. I mean, Brooklyn's 23-46. And, yeah, it's just a regular season game. It's not a big deal. But the thing that I noticed about that game is that Brooklyn really took it to them as far as the physicality of the game. Like, they really were the aggressive party in that game. That was the Orlando Magic. My bad. That was Orlando Magic with Paolo Banchero and them boys and Franz Wagner. Not the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets is trash. Orlando, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and Mosley, their coach. I saw that game last week. They were on ESPN, and I will say, although they haven't lost a lot of games, Orlando really, really wanted to win that game, and they were the aggressors. And they played like it, and they beat them. It's just one game. You don't overreact to a regular season game. But I did notice that if you get physical with the Cavs, all up in their face, how can they respond? We got to see. Playoffs probably about 2-3 weeks away. So we'll get the answer to that quick. I think they are legit. Do I think they're better than the Celtics? No. Still think the Celtics are better. Still think Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I mean, they got too many players, bro. They got too many players. Payton Pritchard. I mean, we're talking about if Porzingis gets back, hell, he's been playing. They got so many good players on that team. We'll see. I mean, I'm not a Celtics fan, but we'll see. Pacers have been playing really well. They're a gritty team, 39-29. They've been doing better without Halliburton. I mean, not better. Sorry. They've been maintaining without Halliburton. Pascal Siakam been balling. He's an all-star. He's putting up about 30 points plus. I mean, lately, probably in the past 4 or 5 games. So the Pacers are a team that, although, I'm saying they did get to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, we didn't think that maybe they'd get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. But the way that they've been playing lately, showing that they can get back there, especially if they click with Halliburton, Siakam, Nembhard, T.J. McConnell coming off the bench, Makarin, he's doing good. So they got some players. I don't know if Miles Turner's been out. I'm not sure exactly when he'll be back, but if he comes back soon, that can help them. They got a good squad. Milwaukee, right underneath them at 38-30. Milwaukee's not been playing. I mean, as soon as you think Milwaukee Bucks playing good, they don't play good. Doc Rivers called a meeting the other day with Dame Dollar and Giannis, their 2 leaders. Man, it's never good when you call a meeting towards the end of the season. You're supposed to have this shit together by the end of the season, not call meetings by the end of the season. You feel me? And they calling meetings at the end of the season, letting me know this is not a team that's clicking right now. I mean, they got 2 of the best players in the league, and they've been off all year. Not them 2, But as a team, I mean, they're solid. Like Torian Prince has been doing good. They got Kyle Kuzma from the Wizards. He's been producing. Gary Trent Jr. He's been producing, but it's not. And Brooke Lopez, but it's not clicking as a team. Bobby Portis has been out because he's been suspended for PED for 25 games. They'll get him back soon. Is that going to make a difference to make a deep run? History in the past 5-6 years has told us if you're not clicking by the time the playoffs click, you're not going to be clicking. This is a new day, new generation. This is not like when the Bulls played in the 90s or the Lakers played in 2000s with Kobe and Shaq. They could be kind of struggling a little bit, but in the playoff time, they click. Nowadays, you really got to be clicking towards the end of the season to make a deep run. We've seen it. It's just been proven. You feel me? I'm just a messenger, but we watch basketball every day. We've been seeing, and Milwaukee's not clicking. They're just not. We thought they would. I mean, when you got Giannis, top 3 player in the league, giving you craziest numbers ever, and you got Dame Lillard who's shooting the lights out every time, you would think that they'd be better than 38-30 in the East. But hey, they still are a team that can make noise. When you got 2 superstars, you can make noise, but they better get it they better get it together these last 14, 15 games. They got to. And we'll go from there. I mean, the Atlanta Hawks, 7 seed, Trae Young and them, they've been fighting at 500 all season. Orlando battled a lot of injuries with Ben Kiro and Franz Wagner and his brother Mo Wagner. Mo Wagner. They were supposed to be better, but now with the injuries, they've fell all the way to the 8th. Chicago, 9th, no good. Miami, we talked about how they fell off ever since before Jimmy Butler. The Heat culture's not really hitting. And we'll see. We're getting down. Let me know in the comments and y'all's thoughts and what y'all think which team should make it, which team shouldn't make it, which team's a sleeper, who am I not talking about. Going to the Western Conference, you got Oklahoma City at 1, 57-12. They've been impressive all year. I mean, Oklahoma City Thunder, you got to give them love. 29-5 at home, 27-7. Yes, I am reading my notes, by the way. 27-7 on the road. Houston Rockets, 45-25 at number 2. Lakers, 43-25 at 3. Shout out to the Lake Show, man. We creeping up, man. We at the 3 seed. Denver Nuggets, 4th, 44-26. Memphis, 43-27. And the Golden State Warriors then crept up all the way to the 6th seed. We'll start there since they're the 6th seed. Top 6 seeds automatically advance to the playoffs. 7, 8, 9, and 10 fight it out in the play-in game. Golden State's been very, very impressive. I think they're 15-2 ever since they got Jimmy Butler. And damn, how did everybody talking about Luka going to the Lakers? Nobody's talking about how they got Jimmy Butler. Went to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, bro. That's not really like a even Steven trade. Shout out to Andrew Wiggins, but I haven't seen him play for Miami, let alone do anything. While Jimmy Butler's sitting there giving you 24 points, 10 rebounds, putting pressure on the defense. What does Jimmy Butler do? He's like a calm presence. He comes to the locker room. You know he's going to win. You know he's a winner. He's led not so good teams to the NBA Finals twice in Miami. Yeah, they didn't win, but when you lead your team to the finals, you're a winner. It doesn't mean, that's just like Luka leading the Mavs to the finals. He's still young. He's a winner. He's led them to the finals. Like, that's a big deal. Jimmy did the same thing with the Heat. Now he's with the Warriors with a guy like Steph Curry, who's already got 4 championships. Draymond, who's already got the same amount of championships. And Steve Kerr and them boys with Kuminga, Podemski. Man, they Moses Moody, they got a squad. Now, Golden State, what are they lacking? Probably if you take Steph away, a proven scorer like Clay in his prime was giving you 20 to 25 a night. That was guaranteed. Jimmy will give you 25 sometimes, 18 sometimes, 12 sometimes. So That's kind of the thing they're missing. But what they're missing in that department, they gain in the defensive department with him, Jimmy Butler and Draymond, physicality. And yeah, I don't I don't want to see Golden State if I'm a fan of a team. Not saying I'm scared of them. They just got a winning presence. They're 15-2 since they got Jimmy Butler. Yeah, sure, they're not all great teams that they've played. I'll say that. They're not all great teams. But Jimmy Butler is one of them guys, man. He's one of them guys that, not only is he playing really well, everybody knows that his nickname is Playoff Jimmy. If his nickname is Playoff Jimmy and he's doing good now, it just lets me know he's going to take his game to a whole nother level in the playoffs. And then when they got Steph cooking and they got some of them role players with Draymond, that's a tough team. That's a tough team. Houston Rockets, they're the third seed, and they're on an 8-game win streak. I watched Houston play. I don't believe in Houston as far as a title contender. I don't care what nobody says. They're a good team. Like, as far as young talent, Jalen Green, Sengun, still got Van Fleet on that team. They got Eason. They got Thompson, the twin. They got a bunch of great players. Really, really good players. Ime Udoka, one of the best coaches in the NBA to me, and he's got them boys playing. But, that's what I'm saying. Right now, they'd be a 3 seed playing a 6 seed, and the 6 seed would be Warriors. I'd have to take the Warriors in that series. I have to. Can Houston win? Yeah, they're the 3rd seed. But matchups, let's look at matchups. Van Fleet, Steph. Jalen Green, Jimmy Butler. You feel me? Even though I like Jalen Green. Thompson and some of the other players, Buddy Hield, I give Thompson the advantage in that. But Draymond and Sengun, Draymond could play Sengun very, very physical. And the bench, I think the bench of the Warriors is deeper. And when you got Steph Curry, I got to give the advantage to the Warriors. So that's what I mean by the Rockets. Shout out to them. They're the 3rd seed, but I'm not too sure. Oklahoma City, we got to respect. Put some respect on their name. I'm going to go ahead and do that. They're number 1 seed. They've freaking they won 56 games, only lost 12. Shea, SGA, MVP season. Shout out to him. They are the number 1 ranked defense in the NBA. So, obviously, that's a team that causes a lot of turnovers. What is their Achilles heel? I think their Achilles heel is probably their experience. Last year, we saw them play the Mavs, and we saw what Kyrie Irving and Luka did to them. They dissected them. They outplayed them. Does that mean that's going to happen this year? SGA's averaging 33 points a game. 33 points a game. So he's definitely took his game to another level since last year. But I do feel like taking the formula of what the Mavs did to the Thunder last year, which was dominate the paint. Mavs dominated that with Gafford, Lively. This is last year. And dominated. The Mavs superstars outplayed Thunder superstars with Luka and Kyrie, and outplayed SGA and Jalen Williams. Now, the Thunder, what is great about what they are this year is that they are a deep, deep roster. They go 12 to 15 players on that team, and they all can hoop. They all can hoop, you feel me? That's going to be the calling card of Oklahoma City, along with, of course, they got Shea Alexander, who's probably the MVP, him and Jokic. I'll get into detail of that here in a second. But that's 2 of the best, two really good tandem. Oklahoma City, I feel like Lakers, we could beat them. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like Lakers could beat them. Why do I feel like Lakers could beat them? Because Luka beat them last year, and now we still got Luka didn't beat them single-handedly, but we got Luka. He's averaging 26 points, pretty much 10, 8, and 8. 8 and 8. 8 rebounds, 8 assists. So I do feel confident if we play Oklahoma City. They are a younger team. They do go fast break transition a lot. So that would be something that we'd have to deal with. I think that would be a great matchup. But as we stand right now, it'd be, like I said, probably the Lakers will be actually playing the Warriors. and Houston Rockets will be playing like the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we got to see what happens in the play-in. Oklahoma City's definitely legit. Houston, I'm not too sure of. Lakers, I feel like we got to get it together as far as when we get Bron back, because LeBron's been out for about 2 weeks now with a groin injury. So I don't know. People saying Bron, he ain't really hurt. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. Mavs fans always come back with some, I don't know. Bron's hurt. He's faking it. The man's hurt, man. He's 40 years old, man. He'll be back. But with the Lakers, because I do watch the Lakers every night. That's my team. So I could definitely speak on the Lakers because I literally watch them every single night. We got Austin Reaves playing outstanding basketball. Now, they keep saying, is he the best third option in the NBA? Absolutely, he's the best third option in the NBA. I think it's kind of disrespectful to put him third option, but we'll put him third option since there's a lot of great players. I saw Lou Williams in his show say that Norman Powell is a better third option than Austin Reaves. I disagree. Norman Powell comes off the bench and gets straight buckets, yes. Austin Reaves does more than just get buckets. He literally has to carry us when Bron is out, which Bron these days is out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, not out of the game. I'm saying not like hurt. I'm saying he's not playing 42 minutes. Austin Reaves is. Whenever Bron was out and Luka was out, Austin Reaves 30-plus points a game easily. He's really been playing outstanding. Nobody talks about Austin Reaves. I don't know if it's just because he's white. I'm not too sure. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. But he can hoop. I mean, look up his stats. Look up his efficiency. Look up how he puts pressure on the defense, creates fouls, does a lot of great stuff for the team. So kudos to AR, man. Get that man his props, man. For real. He's definitely, to me, the best third option in the league. He's a bona fide second option. I didn't say he's the best second option because there's too many great players. I said he's a bona fide second option. Now, to put him at best third option, to me, yeah, he's the best third option for sure. Lakers, we could beat anybody once we get Bron healthy. We got Luka the Don. Feels great to have Luka on your team. A team goes on a 6-0 run. We don't even care no more. Luka comes back, hits 3 threes in a row. That 6-0 run turns to 9-6. You feel me? With AD, I give it to him in the post, slow motion. Oh, he might draw a foul. He might make 1 out of 2 free throws. The game slows down. Luka, fast pace, boom, boom, 3 here, dish here, wide open shot here, creating a shot here, getting fouled here. It feels great to see Luka Doncic on our team, man. Listen, y'all can call him fat, call him whatever y'all want to do, say he's out of shape. Man, Luka Doncic drinks too much beer. We Laker fans, we thankful. Appreciate it. God bless, because I know we're going to win a championship sooner or later with this man on our team. Yeah. But I don't know if that's this year. I mean, OKC's cooking. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of teams that are in the West that are tough. We didn't even mention the Denver Nuggets. Jokic, obviously, MVP-like. I mean, have we ever seen the numbers he's putting up? 29.3 points a game, 13 rebounds a game, 12 assists a game. This is triple-double numbers, but beyond triple-doubles. I mean, I know Russell Westbrook put up these kind of numbers in his MVP season, and shout out to Russell Westbrook, but I just think that Jokic controls the game a little bit different. Not only does he control the game a little bit different, his efficiency is ridiculous. I mean, he's shooting almost 60% from the field every time, so he's not taking bad shots. I mean, you got to respect Jokic. The MVP race between him and SGA, I understand why people say Jokic should win it again this year. I really do. I just named his stats. I just mentioned his stats. But you have to understand what the NBA does, okay? The NBA is a type of association where if they like the new kid on the block, always, when it comes to MVP. They don't like consistent greatness to keep giving it to somebody. And right now, the new kid on the block is SGA. 33 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. His team's only lost 12 games. They've won 56-12, number 1 by far in the West. Comparable to Jokic's stats, where I just mentioned is 29, 13, and 12. You probably lean towards Jokic's stats, but you got to go. I think they're going to go with SGA. I think SGA wins his first MVP trophy. Whether we like that or we don't like that, that's drop in the comments. Comment on why you think this and why you think that, so we can have a good engagement and a good conversation. But I'm going to have to go with SGA is going to win it this year. Memphis, they've been up and down. They had signs early in the year: Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, and then Ja goes down with an injury, and it's just like, damn, they go back to square one. You feel me? They go back to square one, and I don't know. I mean, they're not. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're like in between the 5th and 6th seed. They're not going to be in the play-in game, so they'll be in the playoffs for sure. But just the fact that, like, Ja plays some games, Ja doesn't play some games, that kind of worries me about the Grizzlies. And I don't feel like they're consistent enough. I don't feel like they are consistent enough. In the 7th seed, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves. I definitely think they're gonna be in the play-in game, but they're gonna secure the 7th seed off of Ant-Man alone. He's shooting the lights out from 3, over 42% from the 3. Everybody's saying he's shooting too many threes this year. But, I mean, he's making them. And, I mean, Minnesota's a team. I know they lost their last couple of games here. Yesterday was a horrible loss. I think that, they lost to the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion and them at home. See, as soon as you give Minnesota starting to trend forward, boom, they shoot back down. I just think ultimately it's what we said at the beginning of the season, that Karl Anthony Towns trade ultimately will be the demise of probably the T-Wolves. I mean, they made it to the Western Conference Finals last year and lost to the Mavs, but they made it to the Western Conference Finals. That is an accomplishment. And then you trade Karl Anthony Towns, and they just been teetering up and down all season, win a couple games, lose a couple games. They still got Naz Reid. They still got Gobert, DiVincenzo's on that team, McDaniels, and obviously Ant. But I mean, they can make noise in the playoffs. It's still a team that's, anytime you got Anthony Edwards, young, superstar, electric, you got to give them a chance. But, man, last year they were really, really trending towards making it to an NBA Finals. And then they gave up Karl Anthony Towns, who's averaging like 25 points a game this year. And they got DiVincenzo, who's probably averaging 12 points this year. You do the math. That's 13 points that they're missing out on at least. And DiVincenzo hasn't even been healthy this year. So, yeah, that's tough. That's a tough break for them. Ultimately, we got to see. I mean, like, it's going to be a really, really good playoffs, man. Anybody that says they got the answer to this playoffs already is not telling the truth, because it's too many teams that can really make a run. And then, like, you have the unknown. The unknowns is Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, they're the best team in the West, but they haven't made it with this type of team to the finals. Last year they got bounced by the Mavs, and then years before they've gotten bounced. But this year they're playing incredible. Can they sustain it this year? Then you got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last year they were playing really good basketball. This year they took their game up again to another level. And can they sustain it? Because Boston Celtics could bounce them out. Last year, they got bounced. So it's the number one team in the West and the number one team on the East. They're by far the number one teams in their conference. But are they going to really take that leap this year? Or are the veteran teams like the Lakers, like the Celtics, like the Warriors, like Denver Nuggets, like Indiana, New York, Boston in the East, obviously, can they take it away? So we'll have to see. I've been looking at Paul George. He's out for moving along. That's that breakdown, by the way, of the Western Conference bracket in the NBA and the Eastern Conference bracket in the NBA. If you are watching on YouTube Live, comment on what you think I'm missing out on what you would like me to talk about. That can make the discussion more better. And, you know what I'm saying, we can kind of go from there. Now, moving along, like I was saying, Paul George shuts it down for the Sixers. Wow. The Sixers, a team that we have not mentioned until 30 minutes in the podcast. That's pretty much saying something, because last year they were right on the brink. Last year, Joel Embiid was the MVP. This year, I don't think we've mentioned Joel Embiid but maybe one or two times all year. And usually when we do, it's in a negative light. So Paul George shuts it down. I mean, yeah, shut it down, man. He said he's going to stop podcasting. He said he's going to stop doing that. And then to focus on basketball because they were losing. He wasn't playing well. And you know what I'm saying? So now he shuts it down. He's hurt for the season. And the Sixers are not even going to be probably in the maybe play-in game. Joel Embiid out for the season. Paul George out for the season. They're left with Tyrese Maxey, who's a flourishing superstar. I love Tyrese. But what do you do if you're the Sixers? I mean, what do? You try to trade Paul George and see if somebody could take that ridiculous contract you paid him. 4-year, $212 million. Yeah, man. I'm in the wrong business for sure, man. NBA, $212 million for PG. That's a lot, man. I mean, I just think that he wanted to stay with the Clippers. Living in LA, I'm sure the people that live in LA could say, I mean, palm trees, beautiful, great weather. I mean, for the rich people, they live in the best areas. And then you go to Philly. Philly's probably really nice, but it ain't LA. You go from the West Coast to the East Coast. It looks like he's homesick all season. Yeah, PG is out of there, bro. I think they should try to get rid of PG. I don't see it getting any better. I really don't. I think next year they got to see if they can move that contract to a team and just give the keys. Here's the key. Here's the key right here. Here it is. This pin right here is the key. It's a brand new Lamborghini, Ferrari, Rolls Royce. It's not even brand new because he's already with you guys, so it's used, but a great used car, luxury. And just give it to Tyrese Maxey. He's already on y'all's team, bro. He's a bona fide bucket, 28 points a game, easily all-star. He didn't make all-star this year because they suck as a team, but he's an all-star player easily. Just try to see what you can do. Now, if you can't trade Paul George, because I understand, because the contract is horrible, and nobody's really going to want to take on that contract. So if you have to stick with PG, you got to reduce his role to a third player, give the ball to Tyrese Maxey, basically let Tyrese Maxey be a Luka Doncic, let Tyrese Maxey be Jokic, let him be Shea Alexander, what SGA is for the OKC Thunder, what Luka is for the Mavs, and what he is for the Lakers now. Let Tyrese Maxey be for the Sixers. Yeah. And then build around that, and maybe you have something. Because he's been the only consistent player that doesn't really get hurt too much, that is going to show up to work. Embiid, obviously, the process never processed. Last year, he was an MVP. Now, when I say that, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Embiid is an incredible player, like for real. I mean, last year he was 33 points, 12 rebounds, and a certain number of assists. You don't become the MVP of the NBA and then you're trash. Like, I can't. I'm not one of those people. Embiid is a great player, but the injuries is just too much. They pile up every single season. He's kind of like an AD. Better offensive talent to me than AD player, but just as great. Both of them are great, but they're not healthy. If you got to stick it out with Embiid and if you can trade them and get like really, really good assets, like great first-round picks, you got to obviously get you still got to get a great haul for Embiid because although he does get hurt a lot, you can't settle. You got to get a great haul for him. If you can get a great haul for him and keep Maxey as the centerfold, do it. If you can't, you got to go to the nearest, if you're Arabic, mosque, if you're Christian, church, if you're something else, go where you pray and pray that Embiid is healthy. That's the only thing you can do because, I mean, when he's healthy and he's out on the floor, he is really good. But if he is healthy, he has to take a less of a role and give the keys to Maxey. I still stamp that. That's the Sixers solution, Philly. Holla at me. If you're from Philly, holla at me. Y'all supposed to be in the top 2 seeds easily. Yet y'all ain't even gonna be y'all ain't even gonna be in the playoffs. So that is a downgrade of a season. Dallas Mavs. Sorry to the Mavs fans. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. Or over here. We live in Dallas. Again, 35, 40 minutes in the podcast. I haven't even mentioned the hometown Dallas Mavericks team. It's because I did mention them giving us Luka. Listen, they're not as far away as like a Sixers to me. They still got talent on that team. Obviously, Kyrie's hurt for the season. Let's let this season is a wash. We're not counting the season. Everybody that's a Mavs fan knows this isn't the season. But next season, you still got Kyrie, still got AD, you still got like Gafford, still got Lively. I don't know what you do with like you got Klay Thompson. I don't know what you do with like Dinwiddie and like some of those guys. You probably got to move some of those pieces around. And I don't know what you do with like Jalen Hardy and all those guys. They're good players, but still got Kyrie, AD, and I think what the Mavs are going to try to do, they might try to go like get KD, Kevin Durant. I don't know if Mavs fans like that or not, but they should because KD fits anywhere. He's automatic 25 points a game. And yes, the Suns do suck and are not good at all this season, but you got to hope the chemistry meshes. He has some kind of rapport with Kyrie. Obviously, they didn't win it in Brooklyn, but him and Kyrie got a good friendship. AD's easy to get along with, good guy, great talent when he's healthy. So try to get a great player like if you can get KD. If not, keep the young core like the Livelies and build around Kyrie and pray to God again. Go to the nearest, what I was saying, and pray that AD is healthy. But Mavs, man, anytime you give up a player like Luka Doncic, bro, I mean, it's Luka Doncic, man. I mean, this man last year led your team to the NBA Finals. I mean, I don't know. I probably like a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old could tell you that they're gonna be missing a guy like Luka. I mean, and obviously the city misses Luka. I don't want to pile on. I know a lot of people do love Luka, that live in Dallas and their fans. Maybe it's a business move. It's probably deeper than what I'm saying. Casinos here. Owners are new and don't really know basketball like that. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff than just the game that I'm talking about with the Mavs. Look into it. Read the story. You know what I'm saying? Make a YouTube video on it. It's a lot of real deep stuff with Mark Cuban, him selling the team. Why did he sell the team? Why did they get rid of Luka? There's a lot of stuff, layers and layers in this story other than just, we traded Anthony Davis for Luka. There's more to it. But, yeah, I mean, that's something that we'll be talking about for a long time. If you're the Lakers, we got to sign Luka because he's going to be a free agent. We got to sign him. But, yeah, we're winding down. I got to give a couple shout-outs. I did mention the Suns are no good. That's a disappointment. But shout-out to James Harden and the Clippers. James Harden has got his team in the top 6 seed. Man, Harden is really like, you got to always respect a player when they recreate their prime. Okay, we know that Harden isn't the same player he was in Houston when he was putting up 35 points and a great number of assists. 10, 11 assists, MVP seasons with the Rockets, 40 in his sleep. What has he been able to do? He's been able to keep his game and turn it into an old man / young man game. He still got the handle. He's not as quick as he once was, but he's as shifty as he once was, meaning his twitch with the rock, jab step, still got you off balance as a defender. Harden has dropped a 50-point game this season, put up a 40-point game this season. And the Clippers, now that they got Kawhi Leonard healthy, obviously I'm not a Clipper fan. When you're an LA Laker fan, you hate the Clippers. We don't. But I do got to give him the man respect, He's been able to carry his team into a position where now they got Kawhi Leonard healthy again, and they're going to be a team that you don't want to. I did mention a lot of the Western Conference teams earlier, and I didn't mention the Clippers. So now I'm going back and kind of, fixing that, because anytime you got Kawhi Leonard and James Harden healthy, which I know it's a big if, especially with Kawhi, bro, because like Kawhi's health is crazy. But if they can get right with Zubac at center and Norman Powell coming off the bench giving you 20 points in his sleep, they got a really good, chance. Ty Lue is a great coach. You got to mention a great coach. So shout out to the Clippers, man, and shout out to James Harden. Anytime you're able to recreate your prime, and stay in the 22 points a game range, which he is this year. The man's been in the league for over 13, 14 years. You got to give him respect, bro. You have to. And I really, really love. He's a lefty, so I might be biased. Shout out to all my fellow lefties. But Harden is really, what do we say? This is going to sound weird, but I'm putting it in basketball terms. Aged gracefully in the game of basketball. That's what I was trying to say. Got to give some shouts out to the coaches. JJ Redick, that boy coaching his ass off for the Lakers. Brother, it doesn't go unnoticed because we had old boy with his hands in his pocket for 48 minutes, and we see you out here calling timeouts, taking players out, substituting, making in-game adjustments. We appreciate that as Laker fans because we had a guy that was just go hard on them guys. Salute. That's what he was saying in the huddle. That's not coaching, brother. We need coaching like this is what you see out here on the floor. Backside screen, pick up the screen and roll, cut, backdoor cut. The real knowledge that J.J. Redick has as a coach, we appreciate that as Laker fans. M.A. Adoka, I mentioned him, great coach. The coach for Oklahoma City, my bad, my boy, I don't know your name, but you're coaching your ass off too. Bickerstaff is coaching very well for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So shout out to some of these coaches that are doing their thing and keeping their teams. I mean, I mentioned Ty Lue. Boston Celtics, Mazzulla. He's a really good coach. I would mention Thibs, but he's going to run his players all the way into the ground. It's a proven formula. He plays them 48 minutes instead of using his bench. And that always is not a winning formula because when the playoff time comes, they get tired. So, yeah. NFL draft is coming up very soon. That'll be interesting to see. We got to see what's up on that. Cam Ward probably go number 1. Where will Shedeur Sanders land? Travis Hunter land? What will the Cowboys draft? All these free agent moves from the NFL. Cooper Kupp. He's going to the the Seattle Seahawks. Sorry, he went to Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold went to the Seattle Seahawks. DK Metcalf went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dallas Cowboys signed players that were good 6-7 years ago always. Lawrence is gone. A couple of our other players is gone. The one thing I do like about the Cowboys that I will admit is I like Micah Parsons and what he be saying. Yeah, he's got a podcast and he talks a lot, but he's basically like, fuck it. If you ain't on the team, it is what it is. We're going to handle our own. We're going to change the culture. I don't know if that's really true, but, hey, when a player of his stature believes it, I respect that because a lot of the players that have been great from the Cowboys, like Dak, he's solid. We don't ever hear that type of shit that Parsons be saying, and I kind of like that. We need somebody like Parsons saying, nah, fuck that shit. We're going to be good. Lawrence, that's how you feel? Get the hell up out of here, even though Lawrence was a great player for the Cowboys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Parsons be stamping shit. And I like that. We need players like that. I like CD Lamb, too. He's got a winning spirit about him. Say what you want about CD, but he got a winning spirit. He wants to win. And Parsons and CD Lamb, I'm always talking a little bit negative about the Cowboys, but they could change the culture around because them two guys really want to win. And if they see something with the coach, this new coach that they got, Schottenheimer, is a little fishy, they going to mention it. They're not going to not say nothing. And I like that. 2 of our best players are our leaders. Now, quarterback and all that shit with Dak, that's another story for another day. Jerry Jones, that's another story for another day. I hope we can draft Ashton Jeanty, though, the running back from Boise State. That would be cool, but I hear he's not going to drop to the Cowboys, and I hear Cowboys don't want to pick up a running back like him since we already picked up a running back that's pretty good from Jacksonville. We'll get more into the NFL when the draft hits. It's more of a basketball season time, NBA time, March Madness time. Duke is a number 1 seed. Florida's a number 1 seed. And the other 2, I'm going brain freeze. I think Alabama got 1 and Houston got 1. Yes. So, So that'll be interesting to see who makes it out of the March Madness. They're literally playing right now. This is the first day of March Madness. It'll be interesting to see what teams make it out. And the next episode, I'll be able to let you guys know what I think on that. Not like the most knowledgeable college guy ever. But once I get into it right now, because it's March Madness, I'll be able to dissect it better. So, yep, it pretty much wraps up the show. We talked about a lot of basketball stuff, NBA, Western Conference brackets, Eastern Conference bracket, playoff prediction, MVP prediction between SGA, it's a two-man race, and Jokic. Austin Reaves being a great third option, Luka and the Lakers, James Harden reinventing himself, and Paul George and what the Sixers should do. So, yeah, it's been another episode. Please subscribe, like, and share to the channel if you get a chance to. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend. I got a lot of cool edits on my YouTube channel. A lot of highlight reels, a lot of videos like this. Just a bunch of high-quality stuff that I'm trying to put out to YouTube. So, yeah, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you're watching this, please subscribe. But this has been another episode of Hoopin' Sports Talk for Days. I go by the name of Omar. I also go by the name of Izzy. So just call me Izzy. I'm out. Peace.